Hey YouTube, this is Visitor Aphid back for episode 17. Haha. Oh yes, and guess what? Tomorrow's my birthday, so today I will be talking about GMOs, or genetically modified organisms, if you didn't already know that, which I'm assuming most of you do. So if you didn't happen to know what genetically modified organisms are, it's basically where they take one thing, like so, this small yellowish plant knows whatever it's supposed to be, I'm not sure, and then they take a gene from anything else in nature. So for instance, they took the red gene of this flower, and then they put it back into this original corn plant, or whatever that thing is. I think it was supposed to be corn. It's very bad. And then it turns the corn cob red, and that's just, yeah, they have several different ways of actually injecting the genes in. So some people say that this type of plant is bad because it's not naturally created. It's been something that was created by humans, and others say that it could be very beneficial because you could do all sorts of things and make plants or animals certain traits which would be useful to mankind in the sense of food, or just pretty much anything. Now, of course, as with every good or beneficial thing, there's always going to be a catch, and that catch is that we don't know long-term effects of these organisms, like what may cause, like problems that may be caused in future generations of humans or just any species. So that's sort of a waiting game, and it's quite risky. So my question to you before I move on is, why or why not do you think we should use, we as in human race, use genetically modified organisms? So yeah, you just have to leave a comment, of course. You should have seen that coming. Now for this thing, as usual, well, not as usual, but for the majority of the time I don't take sides, and this is one of the cases because I can actually see where both sides of the argument are coming from. Now, arguments coming from the side of that's against the use of GMOs include things like what I already mentioned, for instance, with the lack of knowledge on long-term effects of the whole GMO idea, and just everything in that, and the fact that once GMOs have been used in an area, people can no longer say that products from that area are organic, or whatever you want to call it. But at the same time, I can see where the people who support the use of GMOs are coming from, because they say that it can be useful in the sense of how much control you have over what sort of features you want and don't want in a plant, which is actually quite a lot of power. Not just plants, but pretty much anything. So like you could modify a cow to have more meat or something, which so far from what I've heard, those sorts of research and experiments aren't working too well. And yes, this is probably one of the few topics that I actually never really take a side on, as weird as that sounds. So, I guess that's it for this episode. Yes, I do believe so. So, just like I asked you last time, what sort of designs do you think would work good or be funny on a t-shirt? And of course, don't forget to subscribe and leave comments for the next episode. I really am going to start needing some help for that. I'm running out. I'm sure I can think of something just in case. But, should I attack the camera again? Or should I not? Nah. Goodbye.